Hey folks, it's Johnny at Prepper Base 1. Those of us that have been in the prepper movement for any length of time have already been through the discussion as to whether it's better to be a lone wolf prepper or to be part of a group or something in between. And most of us have made our decision on what direction we're going. With current events and events coming, we have a large number of people who are now entering the prepper movement who have not really sat down and analyzed that situation. Now, I think it's important, since we have all these new people, to revisit the subject again. So what is it better to do? To be a lone wolf prepper, to be part of a group, or somewhere in between? Well, let's go ahead and talk about that. Now, before I get into the nuts and bolts of lone wolf prepping as opposed to group prepping, I think it's important that we get our terminology straight. To me, a lone wolf prepper is a guy or gal who has decided consciously that they are going to face SHTF on their own by themselves for whatever reasons. Now, many people choose to be a lone wolf prepper, and some people are sort of forced into it by circumstances. Circumstances could be the loss of a spouse, they're a widow or widower. It could be a college student who's far away from home and can't find any friends who are also preppers to prep with and to build a group with. But for whatever reason, the lone wolf prepper is the person who is going to face SHTF on their own. Now, I define SHTF the way most preppers do: any emergency that requires you to survive. It can be the thing we got going on right now, the snowball that's rolling downhill. It could be an immediate disaster. It could be all sorts of things. But the point is, how are you going to face it? As a lone wolf prepper by yourself, as part of a group, or something in between? So let's start talking about the pros of being a lone wolf prepper. What are the advantages of it? Well, to begin with, initially, lone wolf prepper has some serious advantages. Number one, he has total freedom of action. He can make his own decisions without having to go by rules in a group or asking some leader's permission. And that gives him a total, complete freedom of action. The second thing is, lone wolf can actually move more stealthy, quietly and unobserved than with a group of people. Now, in an urban environment, lone wolf has the ability to assume a gray man persona much easier than a group of people. And if you're new to prepping, go ahead and do a search on YouTube for gray man. It's a skill you really need to learn. In a rural environment, lone wolf has the ability to hide himself much easier than a group of people would hide. So we can see that initially, lone wolf has some really serious advantages going for him. And these are things that are really important to survival. However, let's take a look at the disadvantages of being a lone wolf and how they will apply to the decision that you make. Now, we looked at the strengths of the lone wolf prepper. Let's look at the other side of the coin. The very thing that makes his strengths also makes his weaknesses. He's alone. Let's talk about illness and injury. People get sick, and no matter what the situation is, if you're sick by yourself, you're in a bind. You got no one to help you. You still have to do all the security and functional details every day, but you're sick. What if you injure yourself? If you're bugging in, you're going down to your basement to get some food or ammunition or something, and you fall and break your leg. Are you going to be able to set that by yourself? What if infection sets in? Let's say that you are in an armed confrontation with somebody and you get wounded. Are you going to be able to take care of yourself and survive at the same time? Being alone in a dangerous situation is not a good place to be. Another consideration for the lone wolf prepper is that you may have to leave your home if you're bugging in, or your base camp if you're out in the wilderness, alone for whatever reason. You may have to go forage. You may have to do a number of things. And if you're being observed, people don't have to fight you for your preps. They just wait till you're gone and come take them. They're there unattended. Now, this has been a short review of the pros and cons of being a lone wolf prepper. And hopefully, if you're a brand new prepper, you've looked at this and you've thought through this situation. Whatever decision you make, you know what you're facing. If you have an opinion, please post it in the comment section below. If you're a lone wolf, why are you a lone wolf? If you've joined a mutual assistance group, why did you do that and how well is it working? We really want to hear your comments here, because this video was designed to get people thinking and get a conversation started primarily with brand new preppers who are just starting out. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. It won't cost you a dime. So until next video, God bless, and watch 6.